Yeah. What's up? This Hold It Down Males. Welcome to the Hold It Down Males universe. Today, look, we gonna talk about this crazy ass shit. You got this black woman right here kissing on the guy who the world claimed that's super racist. And look, she kissing on him though. Y'all keep thinking black women hate white men like that. Nah, bro. They just more angry and mad at the fact that they don't pick them like that because they see why everybody keep talking about the white man like he a boogeyman and shit. Most black women thinking about fucking them. Excuse my language. Having sex with them. And why she keeps hearing the black man keep propping up this white man like he the boogeyman, they always gonna basically lust over him. Y'all need to quit that, bro. But it ain't everybody. But it is a lot of black women out here who rather be with a white boy. Matter of fact, they did statistics on the dating apps. They say black women pick white men first, then the black man second. So actually, not in reality, a black woman only settling with a black man because a white man ain't pick them. That's crazy, bro. But as soon as a rich black guy get famous and get a white girl, oh, he all this and this, that, and the third. He a sellout. He don't love his mama. It's everything negative against the book. But when they do it, birds of a feather, they flock together. That's why we don't trust them. Bruh, y'all keep thinking these American black women really love y'all. Shit. Anything that's towards hate towards a black man, a black woman is on it. They don't give a fuck what color you is. They really got some deep hatred for us, bro. I don't know if it's from their fathers or whatever, but man, just look. And she my type too. Short, dark skin with glasses. But she ain't in her natural form. But you know, he popular. This guy right here, he popular. Everybody want to debate him, especially black women. I don't know what for, but we all know they fantasize about white men. We already know that. They want to be next to him because being with somebody white certified their beauty in their eyes. And these type of white dudes just don't care. They don't care about you. What color you is. If you look good, you look good. Same with the black guys. We don't It ain't always about color with us. You look good, man. But you know how that be. But yeah, they was on a Fresh and Fit. He had them on Fresh and Fit. Shout out to Fresh and Fit, bro. Go follow them on Rumble and on YouTube. Manosphere, clean, hold it down, males. Y'all like and subscribe. But this wild though, bro. Like, see what else we gonna do, man.
Like, yeah, right. My ancestors have bad
Look at
intentions.
In the
Well, I
sense,
mean, you're a white man. Like,
One,
Well,
two,
but you know,
three,
but
four, five,
you're making
six,
assumptions. I
seven
mean,
black women.
what
I'm
background
sorry.
am I? Do you know?
Right.
And the one
you
in the
said
blue,
Italian beforehand.
she know better.
Yeah,
She
so
knows
my-
who
I mean,
he
the
is.
Well, I'll
Italians supported Hitler, didn't they?
It's all
Well,
about
not the
Italians are
Italians that
known
came
to
to
be
America, but
racist.
also I support Hitler, so it's really beside the point. But,
See, look,
That's the
but
same
look,
one,
like,
her right
so you
here.
don't really understand, okay?
We are running a time now. Let's go.
This shit her in the red hair.
Okay,
She
sorry,
gave
sorry.
me a kiss and
I
everything.
understand that someone can say something
He's
like, "I
Italian.
support
Every
Hitler,"
black
and it's
woman
like,
want Italian
okay, well,
guy.
maybe you can
They don't
support one
care.
isolated thing that
Short,
he
tall.
did rather than like the tragedy that he was known for, and it's like a tongue-in-cheek thing to say.
And the
I
one
mean,
that's
as
talking,
someone
she
who
half
is
Jewish.
dating a Jewish man, like I cannot just like sit here and get into an argument over that with you. Like we would be here all day.
So
That's
that
true.
means she
Well, and
either-
I don't support
she
just
either
part of
got
it. I support most of it. I'll just
black
put that out there.
mother that
But
slept with
Why?
a
that's
Jewish
besides the
guy,
point.
I don't know why.
Murdering
Why?
people?
Because,
Yeah.
well, first of all, I don't think that actually happened.
a
That's
black
first.
dad.
But second of all, I
That
think
was his
the whole history of
Spared
World
the
War
home.
II is basically a
Or she
lie,
could have
in
been
my
adopted.
opinion.
It was
Okay.
genocide first.
Right, I was just
It's
gonna
also
say
factual,
that.
though.
Can you
Like,
explain
be
that?
fucking
So,
for real.
like,
It was
genocide.
One at a time.
This
One at a
is-
time here.
Okay, we'd be happy to facilitate this debate. We'll allow it to happen. But just let Nick give his position, and then you guys can articulate your response back. But before we do that, did you want to answer the systemic
Shout
thing?
out Fresh
Yeah,
Fit.
the Hitler
Okay.
thing to me is a diversion, but
Go follow all
the systemic
their
racism thing,
platforms.
that's really the critical thing.
Right.
See,
Even a solo
I look at it
platforms
kind of
they got.
differently. You say that white people came and took the land and we built it off of blacks and everything. The thing is, though, where were blacks working or where were they slaves in America? They were slaves in the South, and they were doing agricultural work. And so as a consequence, they didn't
Are we
really
calling it work, or were they forced? Were they happy to be there?
That's
forced
not work.
labor is still labor, right?
That
Yeah,
you're
it's
forced
forced.
labor.
So I mean, so
She got
it's,
her
but the
titties
point is,
out,
it's agricultural
titties
labor,
out.
and you know,
Titties
America's
out.
not built on
Blue got her titties
cotton
out.
necessarily.
One in
It's
the
built
brown got
on
her titties out
buildings
next to the
and
blue.
railroads and things like that.
That the majority of African American people
We're
actually
racist and do
God,
homes.
that's
So-
facilitate and make
racist.
But the
indoor
point
things.
is that, you know, blacks picking cotton
But a
doesn't mean
black
that they
man,
built
he had
America.
to pay for that to
Moreover,
happen.
all of the wealth that they created in the
And
South
the
was
little
destroyed by the
kiss,
Civil War.
the
Civil War
girl in the
destroyed the
red
entire
gave to
South.
him.
And by the end of it, there was
But he
almost
got it
nothing
for
left. They were
free, though.
occupied by the North for a
Remember
generation.
that.
So, you know, the notion that like blacks built America, whites built America.
So you're saying that, you know, black people just had to sit down and do the dirty work.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they were brought
White
here.
people.
They were told to do the work, and they did agricultural work. But to say, you know, blacks built America,
Look, she
they
would've-
were always a fraction of the
she cleared
population. They
her
were never.
throat.
Well, what
more
I
than
said
10%.
was
A
is that
black
the
man would have stopped.
America was built on the backs of slaves, is what I said. And then also the
We
other
need
part
to
of
stop
that
being
is
soft, bro.
shoot.
Look,
Well, going back to
We
the
said about the
systemic
land.
racism real quick, because you had said that you want black babies
If you know,
and
you
everything
know.
else like that. And then he said he wants white babies. And then you said, well, back in the day, there's a part of systemic racism. That's what makes it racist. But my argument would be, if you look at someone like a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, et cetera, they all push for,
Shout
you
out
know,
to Malcolm
black
X and
families
his
to stay
family,
together,
R.I.P.
support black businesses. How's that different from what he was saying? Because they were also around during the civil rights era.
No, I didn't say him wanting to date within his race is racist. I didn't equate that to
What you
systemic
say,
racism. I was talking about his verbiage. The fact that he called it mixed
Okay.
race and the fact that it's blacks and the fact that it's like, yeah, I like y'all, but I'm
Oh, you don't
cool.
like the word.
That's where
You
the
don't use
systemic
it,
racism
black.
comes
But
from.
that's also
And I'm
where-
okay with that. Like I want to have a black family. I don't mind that. Like I'm okay with
Cat.
that. I would never date
Stop the
seriously
cat.
outside of my race. I wouldn't.
But would it be fair to say that systemic racism can be played on both parts? Because on the black community,
Fair
they
use
also were
reaction
saying, hey,
video.
back then, same thing with the
Right.
racist
Fair
whites.
use.
There were also blacks that were racist back towards them. Like, hey, we're going to keep black culture
But black
here.
people being
Because it
racist
started that
was
way.
that was a response.
Look
Yeah.
at her.
That was the response that was met with racism.
With
that
the
was
red
them
braids.
standing up for
You was
themselves. That
kissing
was them
all on his
regaining their
cheeks.
lives
He
and
probably
their
got your
cultures
man.
and their
This
identities.
guy
That's what
probably
they
got
had
But
to.
isn't
black
racism
women
racism? Regardless
talking
of whether
him
it's
off all the
retaliation or
time,
not?
man.
Fair point.
I feel like
Touche.
this is an argument of like, what is the
I know he
definition
be
of
looking at
racism? It's
most
general
black women
disdain or
like,
hatred
man,
towards
y'all
one
are
racial
joke.
group for no
Y'all-
reason.
y'all
Right.
Or like
mad.
wanting to date
Clown
someone and
ball.
have
So
kids is
sorry, stop there.
never-
So if
Black
it's
people that
whatever you
call
just
white
said
people
for no
racist
reason,
only
right?
mad at the fact because
We as
a
black
white
people had
person
a
denied
reason
them for
to
some
be
bullshit.
racist. We had a reason to be
some-
angry.
They
People
coulda
literally
said, "No, you
came
can't get my,
and took us from
sandwich,
our
or you
families
racist."
and beat us and made us stay here and work.
I
That
absolutely,
is not the same.
I absolutely believe
can
that
always
black
leave,
people do
shorty.
have a reason to be
Ain't nobody
angry.
make us do
However,
nothing.
for moving the black
She the
community
half,
forward,
Jew
I feel as
and
if
Jewish.
there has to be some level of
That's why
evolution
she ain't
where
disrespecting
the
him, 'cause
current
she
white
know
people
he
do
right.
not necessarily have to pay for the sins of their potential
Whew,
ancestors.
okay.
So
there
why
has to be
do we-
accountability before you can
Right,
get to
there
LS
has to be an
Of
and
course.
white people don't want to have accountability.
At
Some they
all.
want to go,
Some.
oh, those were,
Wow.
but
We
we're talking
cannot
about
say all, though.
generalizations. We're talking about
So-
generalizations.
I don't know.
What does
I-
accountability
know
look like,
that,
though?
Exactly. What
Well,
does accountability
you
look
tell
like?
me. You
It
tell
looks
me.
like
It looks like
privilege.
reparations.
It
It
looks
looks
like
like
privilege.
No way.
No, it looks like reparations. It looks like owning what your
Owning up.
ancestors
Yeah,
did.
absolutely.
It looks like not trying to whitewash history.
Okay.
looks like-
erase it, period.
I mean, or erase it, right?
Teach
It looks like
history
things like that.
as it was.
So how would you do reparations? Would you tax all the white people and give it to all the black people?
No, I'm against that shit.
No, if we're talking about reparations, one of the first things I
White
would
people
do
do it
would find
and-
a way
and
to
this still
fund
won't be the
education
end.
publicly that does not
They just
disadvantage low
want more
socioeconomic
money
status
than
households.
spend
Because unfortunately, right now,
back on
a
some
lot of
more
Black and
white
Hispanic people are living in low
products, bruh.
socioeconomic status.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have education that is funded by the neighborhood, you're putting people at a disadvantage.
We tried
Do
that already
and
with the Black Panthers, and what happened with them?
crazy.
They became public enemy number one.
Yeah,
FBI's number one because they were
Yeah.
pushing the Black family. They were pushing cultural within our culture, and our community,
It got
education,
dismantled.
Look at her.
food programs,
infiltrated.
medical. Like
It got
when
infiltrated.
Black people become too powerful, we become a threat.
We become a threat.
I understand the sentiment, I really do, but I don't necessarily believe in like monetary. Every Black person just gets $10,000
No,
right
no,
now.
me
Like
either.
that
I'm not
wouldn't
saying
help.
that.
But if we found a way to really infiltrate our
course,
youth
she
with the
Jewish.
power of education, I feel like that would be a very a very great first a very great first step. But that's not what's happening right now. And I feel like every political season, we all talk about who can use what bathroom. We talk about can a woman have the right to whatever, but we never talk about like public education.
Well, public
as well.
education is quite on the forefront right now.
Is it? Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
With what the Supreme Court just did and what's happening in Ron DeSantis'
That's
state
not
of
K through
Florida.
12 though. I want to get into the K through 12 because that is what is setting the foundation.
But you live in
Taking
Florida,
advantage.
baby. You don't know what Ron DeSantis is doing down
That's
here.
at the college level and the graduate level. Mhm.
No, I mean like the younger generation.
The what is it called? Race theory critical.
Yeah.
Let me jump in here. Let me throw a little wrench into the conversation. Yeah, everybody's always talking about like education and stuff, and they say, well, the reason that the Blacks and Hispanics aren't performing so well is because the schools aren't funded, the schools aren't good.
There's not one reason. I don't think.
I think there is. And the reason is that when you look at IQ tests, Blacks score one full standard deviation lower than whites on average on IQ
But we're not even getting the
tests.
same education.
what is your
we're not even
reasoning
getting
for
the
that?
same.
But IQ doesn't have anything to do with education. IQ is innate.
Do you think that it is like?
Damn.
Are you talking about
Okay.
like a nature versus nurture argument here?
Yeah, I'm saying it's genetic.
So you believe that Black people
Oh,
are inherently
okay.
dumber?
I'm saying
Right.
on
They think
average,
with their-
Blacks
So the fact
have a
that we
full
are
standard
oppressed and
deviation
being
lower
put
IQ.
So you think it
And-
has nothing to do with the way that
and
we
being
don't have the
redlined
advantage
and
of
being
education?
put
Or-
in
It's the
stressful
fathers
situations.
who
You
don't
don't
Here's
that
why.
has a-
Here's why.
But you don't think that us being put
Wild
in
argument.
what they call ghetto and do you understand what it is to live a Black life?
No.
No, you don't,
I'm
right?
white.
Okay,
Look
right.
at her talking
So
shit.
exactly.
Italian.
So
That's
no,
why
but
laughing
listen,
like you the
I
same
didn't say
way
that has
you
nothing to
get
do with you
pissed.
liking me or disliking me,
like
love.
someone that you think is
But when I'm
inherently
when I'm put into
Look at her.
when I'm redlined, when I can't go into certain communities, when my community doesn't have what your community has, and I have to go to your community to get what
Look
I
at
need.
her.
I don't even have what I
Same
need in my
old damn
community.
kiss on the
What do you
cheek.
think? What do you think that is? Like what are the response?
She
These
just
are our
look at
responses to the conditions. Do you
That's
understand?
sexual
Here's what I wanna-
desecration
yes,
right
I'm
there,
here,
bro.
but-
Ladies,
No,
let
please
him
answer this
respond.
question.
Let him respond to her
Okay.
situation, and then we
crazy.
can go ahead and let you guys chip in. And then we'll probably have to go Rumble sooner than I thought.
Chocolate
But this is
ice
amazing.
cream.
Sorry,
As
go ahead,
can
Nick.
be.
So here's the thing. What you're talking about when you say that, Blacks don't have access to resources, that's of
Look
course
at me.
because these neighborhoods are
Look at the
impoverished. They
smile
already
on his
don't have
face.
wealth.
Like,
They already
man,
have
I
these
can't believe I'm
problems.
explaining this
I would
to
throw
you.
something else into the mix and say, let's look at something like a food desert. That's a big complaint, is that they're not able to access fresh food in these neighborhoods. Well,
True.
Walmart just left Chicago. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. Walmart just pulled out. Why did Walmart pull out? Is it because of redlining and white racism? Or did Walmart pull out because people kept
Let's go.
stealing? They
That
pulled out
has-
because people
but
kept stealing.
That argument is a
Yep.
non sequitur,
The
though.
majority-
Why is it
I-
not a sequitur?
It's a non sequitur because
Y'all
Black.
still
talking about
most.
food deserts and talking about food deserts and trying to equate that to why you inherently believe that Black and Hispanic people are genetically and inherently less intelligent. It's a non sequitur to talk about why Walmart is no longer in
Look how she
Chicago.
Here's
talking
the
to me.
I wanna
correlation.
touch on that too.
It's
Go ahead.
Okay, well,
understandable.
here's
She's
the
trying to
point,
get an
is
understanding.
that whenever there's a conversation about because fundamentally the conversation's
like
about the
to
disparity
subscribe, hit
between
the
Blacks
like
and
button.
whites, which is persistent in wealth, unemployment, income, all these things. And really there's two explanations. And one is circumstance, historical disadvantage, these kinds of things, which you might call nurture, so-called. For lack of a better word. The other argument is that Blacks and whites are different, and
Yes, we
they're
are.
genetically different. And these behaviors that they exhibit are the result of genetics.
We
And
see
so
it on TikTok.
if Black people have an average IQ of 85 in America compared to whites of 100, it doesn't mean that there are no Black people with an IQ over 100, obviously. But it does mean that on average, there are fewer of them. And if that's the case, this has
Look at
real world
they
implications.
listening.
There's going to be a reason
Look
why
at 'em. Look
the
at
Black
they
schools perform
glue.
worse than the white schools.
Let
And
a
it's got
black
nothing to
man
do
talk
with
like that.
the school,
would've
the
been shut
funding,
that
the
shit
public
down.
policy, and it's got everything to do with their innate their innate faculties in the
You have
beginning.
Hold on, wait,
substantiate your claims?
Totally.
Because I need to
Because
hear
I want to go. I want to go in on
studies.
and
Yeah,
make
and
things.
it's-
As a Black woman who is in education, this is something that is very
You
important
ain't
to me.
black.
And
Stop
I
trying to
mean, we can
use
talk all
that.
day long about the nature versus nurture debate. I do
As a
believe a lot
black
of the
woman,
struggles
though,
that the
you
Black
mix,
community is
shorty.
facing right now has to deal with nature. Nurture over nature. If we had the same resources like the K through 12 education and the strong family unit, I don't see why there is any genetic, like we have coded the human genome. I feel like if there was any genetic implication as to why Blacks and Hispanics are performing less, maybe the scientists who coded the human genome would have come out with that information already, but I don't think that they have.
Well, the brain accounts for 50% of the human genome. And when you look at, Black people and white people, they have all kinds of different characteristics, different skin color, different gestation period, all kinds of different things.
Gestation period, by how many days?
I don't know the exact number of days, but if you look at it,
okay,
it tracks. Asians have, I think it's the highest, and then it's whites,
See,
Hispanics, and then Blacks.
But everything, how is that following the argument that we're
That's
having
that's
here?
why they don't understand.
So if we agree that there are already differences that we can see, if there's physical differences, then it would follow if the brain is 50% of the human genome, it would be ridiculous to suggest that whites and Blacks and Hispanics and Asians all have the same brains.
Intelligence isn't necessarily phenotypic.
100% is. What is intelligence? There's a stronger correlation that intelligence is genetic than so many other things. It's a heritable trait.
Right. Look at him though. He look like $1 million with all those. They all smiling. They look. Same one talking. Man.